welcome, Karen. Guess what? It's that interview section with that Management Partners International. That's the company I was telling you about that has my friend Gerhard Schwandt, and he's brought his partner Markus Vogel. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Now, Gerhard, give me a little bit of background on yourself and Management Partners International.
Well, that's an interesting fact that you asked me this. I came to the United States in 1973 as a five-star executive chef.
Oh.
And believe me, if you're not efficient, if you don't know about efficiency, you never get that kind of a rating. Right? So that's how it started out. Then I stopped working as a chef. I got into sales, broke through that, and then actually bought the sales company. Started an import business at the same time. Got trained in, I'm a certified consultant also, in consulting, and did all these different things, and then ended off with that. Became an executive chef again on a cruise liner for 2.5 years, and then came back to Washington, D.C., and diddled around a little bit for a while, and then went to Germany, met Markus there. We'd known each other for a long time before that, and he's also a consultant. And the one thing we both never liked was the fact that when in consulting, you work out a program for your client, and then you give them the program and you leave. And in 95% of the cases, the implementation does not take place. Right. So he told me he had a program put together that handled all of that, and he called it coaching. And I went over to find out, and I've been with it ever since.
So is the reason why you're doing coaching instead of teaching or doing your consulting work is because there's a better program for it, or it's easier, you get to work with the people?
Absolutely. There's no comparison. You sit there and you get the person through all the periods of uncomfortableness, because there are things that I'm not comfortable about, having to sort through the papers and handle all of that, and and do the planning, and so we get them through all of these steps and all of these phases to the point where they come out on the other side, and they have reached a whole new understanding of how their business works and how they can become much more proactive instead of reactive to their business.
Markus,
Yeah.
there was a mention of an efficiency management system, or EMS. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a system that people can use, or we are implementing with executives, which makes it easy for them to do their daily tasks. Usually an executive is falling behind, and he's stressed, he's overwhelmed to some degree. So through that system, or through the implementation of that system, we get them to be able to handle it, to be focused, not to be stressed anymore, and to be able to actually do their executive functions.
You probably work a few less hours.
Yeah, usually 20 to 30% less.
That's great. Well, you have a personal success program coaching. What's that all about?
Well, this is the next step after the efficiency management system coaching. Now, both programs are based on the fundamental principles that underlie efficiency and also success. And because of that, we can tailor-make and work with the person. Now, in the personal success program, it simply works this way. As any individual running a business has come up with successful actions for their business.
Yeah.
But because it is so in vogue and it's so agreed upon that you should always change, what they do is they change the successful actions, and they become more and more unsuccessful after a while.
That's not good.
Right? That doesn't work,
No.
right? So we sit down on a one-on-one basis. We actually, through questions, get them to recover and identify all the successful actions they ever had and have that really helped them be successful in their business. And then we take these successful actions after they identified, and we compare them to the present day environment and see if there's any adjustment that needs to be done. And that gets done at the end with a strategy that puts these successful actions back into their business so they stay in.
Let me ask you this, Markus. How's your team getting the word out on Management Partners International?
Well, usually by recommendation. Our clients, when they are through with at least one program, so they're so happy about it that they call their friends and tell them about it. That's the usual way.
Now, you have a
It's like-
website?
We have a website, yes.
What's that?
www.mpint.us.
All right, and we'll have that on the end of the show so that people can write that down. Well, thanks so much for coming and enlightening us. I get a feeling we're going to hear more about this before too long. And Karen,
bet.
coming up next, Dan Williams of Networking Community.
Oh, awesome.